Welcome to the Let's Talk with Paula show, where we talk about interesting topics. And we have singers and poetry writers, and we have cooks on here at one time, boxers, artists, playwrights. We've had a little bit of everything. And then we talk about hot topics, okay? Issues of the day, information that you need to know. That for those of you that don't watch the news, okay, or, then make sure that you are getting that information, whoever you're getting it from, even if it's from me, make sure you go look it up. That's what I tell you. Look it up for yourself. Make sure it's a reliable source and look it up for yourself, because it's a lot of propaganda that's out there, and I watch the news on different channels just so that I can see how much propaganda that's out there about a lot of things, okay? So, and I try to bring people on here that can, I don't want you to stay depressed, so I bring people on here that can sing and, write plays, and you can go in the area, and go see them, and then I give you the experts that can tell you what you need to do if something has changed so far as the law is. And we have veterans, you've been with me for a long time. This is the first show I started with, Let's Talk with Paula, and I'm going to tell you how it's paid off. Along with me being a minister in the church, a pastor of a church, that doing community service and work with, mayors and, couple of the presidents, and, as many things that I have done that I'm grateful that God had somebody to actually nominate me for the presidential First Lifetime Achievement Award, okay, for community service. And that's me. That's what I do, I've always done, So we try to make sure that we give you good information. Mm-hmm. And I always tell you, no matter who it is or where it's coming from, to make sure that you look it up, okay? So the people that I have on here tonight, you know who they are, I call them my co-hosts. I adopted one of them, I have another adopted daughter that comes on here, and then I adopted, somebody that works in the studio that I've been working with forever as a son, so it's like, this is a family, and, Ross's family, it's like my family, and, Micah's family is like my family. My family is like their family, okay? So I call them my co-hosts, okay? No matter what show you're on, okay?
That's right.
So introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Micah Chevalier, and I am an artist, singer, songwriter, performance coach, actor. I do a whole lot of other things.
Playwright.
And I also am a public servant.
Yeah.
And I love, especially the performing aspect of what I do, I love. So I'm here today.
And your father is, we forget him, your father is what?
So my father is also a musician and a singer, and leads his praise and worship team at church. And I actually went there Father's Day and saw him turn out. Mm-hmm. He was leading the men's choir. It was absolutely amazing. So I know where I get my stage presence from. Mm-hmm. It's between my dad on my dad's side and my Aunt Judy on my mom's side. Mm-hmm. So.
And your father was actually in a band.
Mm-hmm. He was in a band called Micah back in the 70s, mm-hmm. Out of Morgan State. Mm-hmm. And that's where I get the Micah from, and I get the Chevalier from my mother's side, my grandmother's maiden name.
And I love that name, Chevalier. I mean, because that's isn't a great painter as well?
They were the Royal Horsemen.
Okay.
Back in the, days of, I guess, from the 1800s. Mm-hmm. And very, very prestigious. Mm-hmm. They were noblemen, and they were appointed by the Queen. Mm-hmm. So there's actually a movie that came out about one of the first black chevaliers. Mm-hmm. And it's an amazing movie. But he was actually a counterpart of, I believe, Mozart. Mm-hmm. And they had like a little rivalry going on, but he was just that good at what he did musically. So I thought that was pretty neat, because it actually, the movie did actually spur from historical facts. So, and I thought it was cool. I was like, my name is Chevalier.
And people need to know that, you know what I mean? Because you've been sitting on here so many times. We did have your dad on here with you one time.
Yeah.
And, you know, we take for granted for people that we meet, you know, just like Ross, okay? He is, I call him a CEO. He says he's an executive director. Please tell me what the difference is, because both of them are important people. Introduce
Both
yourself
of them.
first.
My name is Ross Levin. I am the executive director of Roots of Mankind. We are a nonprofit located here in Prince George's County, helping doing home ownership counseling. We also work with seniors doing different things. We also work with veterans.
And you recently got your license so you can perform. That's why I call you Reverend Levin.
Well, I appreciate that. Yes, I did.
I respect the fact that you have taken up the cloth. Okay.
Thank you.
So I know that it's kind of hard to determine that, because you have a business and the other one's not a business. The other one is, you know, saving souls. You know, I don't consider saving souls being a business. You know, I just figure that's something that God wants us to do. You know.
Absolutely.
But you do have a business, and that's what we know you from. But they don't know you as being Reverend Levin.
Right.
Know? And so, I guess when they see your name come up and they say, well, then I try to put on that Roots of Mankind underneath of it, CEO, whatever, okay? But I do want to give you the utmost respect.
I appreciate that, Paula.
I know you don't introduce yourself that way, but if you'd never told me, then I would have never done that, okay? But
that's okay, Paula.
You told me.
I'm an open book.
Okay.
So I'm happy to share, and I appreciate your compliments and accolades on me being able to go ahead and perform now marriages, and of course other things as well. Being an affiliate of an organization. And I am licensed to do that as well through the state of Maryland. So I do appreciate that.
Yes. And so, you know, God wouldn't be pleased with me if I didn't recognize you as being one of his servants, okay?
Thank you.
Because women had to fight so long just to be recognized as a servant. And all through the Bible, you know, God would go to the women first. You know,
Absolutely.
he would share his secrets with them first, you know, and he would tell them to go tell the men, you know what I mean? But they didn't want us to, you know, have a place, you know, and God has, you know, fixed right that wrong, put it that way. And so I would be a bad servant if I did not recognize the fact that you are now a servant. We always been a servant of God. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. He's always been a servant of God, the person that I know. I mean, I know that you are. I know that you are. Okay? It's just that now you have a title and that's attached to it now.
Thank you, Paula.
So that's why, and I never explained that, and I don't even think I even said that to you, but God put in my spirit that let me say this now, because I don't want to confuse him. Because see, I call him a CEO, whatever, Reverend, you know, but you say that you are an executive director. Now, please explain to me what's the difference between a CEO of a company and an executive director.
Well, it's with the nonprofit, they call people executive directors.
Okay.
When you own the company, I do not own the nonprofit.
Okay.
I'm directed by a board of directors.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So a CEO would be somebody that I could call myself CEO if I wanted to, but the title that I go by is an executive director, and that's
okay. And I think that Tom corrects me every time I do that, because I put in CEO. He laughs at me because I always spell your name some kind of way wrong too, you know, and he laughs at me. He says it's like a running joke. So that's why a lot of times I tell y'all, you know, send your stuff, okay?
Yep.
And he already has it in the truck, you know, in his equipment back there, you know. So even if I do put it in there wrong, he'll correct it, okay? But I'm glad you explained it to me. Executive director is a nonprofit A CEO is a person that owns the company, but it's for profit.
It could be. You could call yourself a CEO at a nonprofit, I suppose. I don't have.
Oh, you
I
never
don't
thought
know.
about it. Okay.
But
Only because every time I say that, then you correct me and you say I'm an executive director. So that's the only reason why I wanted to get it straight, just in case he took me with what I said and put that up there. Okay, I was wrong. Not
right.
him. Okay.
Right.
So you have this project that you just had, and a friend that was supposed to come on to the
Yes.
show when we had that bad storm was Gwendolyn.
Yes.
And she's going to come back again.
Yes, she is.
Tom was ready for it today. He had that stuff that you had submitted to him, so it's
Yeah.
already there. So when we get you guys another
And I'll
date,
we might have some more because we have a lot of footage from Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Virgo Lounge presents Indie Soul Live.
Mm-hmm.
It was an amazing concert with 6 different independent artists, myself being one of them. We are all part of the organization or group, we call it a collective called the Virgo Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And Gwendolyn is the founder and curator of the Virgo Lounge.
Mm-hmm. And she just had a birthday.
Yeah, she just had a birthday on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really a movement. We support each other. We are there for each other in more ways than just musically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I need something
Mm-hmm.
and I can pick up the phone and call Gwendolyn and she's right there,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
As well as a number of the other members of the Virgo Lounge. We all help support each other, and it is very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And we were also blessed to have the owner and head of iLive Radio Canada come. He came, he brought one of his DJs. He also brought an artist with him that we've worked with before because we've traveled up to Canada quite a few times to do shows sponsored by iLive Radio. And he's also helped sponsor some events over in the UK because there is iLive Radio in the UK as well. And just amazing people. His name is Jay, and Jay helps. He hosted the event and DJ'd, and it was just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of family and friends come out. The show was almost sold out.
Oh wow.
At the Silver Spring Black Box. So hopefully we'll get to do it again soon.
Mm-hmm.
And until then, we're still helping each other out. We talked about making new music. I am in the process of making new music for a new project. And I have a couple of performances coming up. One is Labor Day with one of the groups I sing with called Remains of Radio. We're going to be at a place called McFalls up in Baltimore County for Labor Day. And we'll be out there during the day. It's a wonderful place. It's right on the water. And on September 15th, I will be on this side of Maryland doing a community event in the Arts District in PG County. So like right near I believe the courthouse is near there as well.
And I believe you had said that last show in Hyattsville.
In Hyattsville, yes. So I will be doing a community event there on that Sunday, the 15th. Yep.
And so it's just amazing at all the things that you're able to do, and that you're so gifted, and and your whole family's gifted. I mean, I just keep on trying to say, look, we just need to get it all together and make it a company, okay? Because your whole family, I mean, everybody does something. And you have an aunt that does, she does this major magazine. What's the name of the magazine again?
So Allison is my cousin, so Aunt Audrey's daughter, is the copy editor, I believe, for this huge, I believe it's a beauty magazine.
Yeah.
She also is an entrepreneur. She has another magazine called the project that she's worked on. It includes a magazine called the Amethyst Life. And it's all about meditation, self-love, about becoming spiritually aware. It's actually absolutely wonderful. So if you, and her name is Allison Leak. So if you look up Amethyst Life, you'll see her website should come up and all that good stuff.
And you have somebody who's the president of one of Girls Incorporated. And that was so funny because when I lived in Florida, that was the first job I got, was with Girls Incorporated. Never heard of them, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what it was about, okay? But the mayor down there, we became friends, and she said, "Oh, I know you're looking for a job, you know, and I know that you're a minister, blah, blah, blah. Go over there and talk to this person at Girls Incorporated," right? I thought it was like, I don't know what I thought it was, okay, but I was surprised. It's almost like a boys and girls club, but it's not. It's just for women, not women. It's just for young ladies. And there they had an after school program that they would come to, and they make sure that they learn different kinds of things, like how to cook, how to sew. They help them with their homework, you know. They help them with different things that they might be interested in. They tutor. They do all kinds of things. And I was so amazed that we did not have one here in the Washington, D.C. area. And she's in New York, I think, at the time. She was when I first came back. When Aunt Audrey told me about her, she was in New York. But we still don't have one here. And I think that's so terrible that an organization that I actually work with that was in Florida,
they've done some events here, but they don't actually have a headquarters here.
Where they pick them up after school and they do those same things, you know, because we do need to have an organization for young ladies that they can get picked up after school, and they do all these things for them because it's a wonderful program, okay? I had thought about trying to invest in it myself, and I told her, let me introduce me to your daughter, you know, so I can see what I can do. And then, you know, you get distracted, you know, and you do something else, you know what I mean? But it's like I said, it's your whole family. I've seen talented people, but I mean, everybody in that family does something. And I take my hat off to the Lord for blessing your family as much as He has. You know, we all been blessed. We all have talented people in our family. But I mean, you know, not
it
just
is
about
our whole entire family.
And it's not just about having the talent. Your family is actually going out there and have made names for themselves in organizations, you know.
I think it was how we were raised. You know, my grandparents from day one fully supported everything that my mom and my aunts did or wanted to do. And when I was a kid, everything that I wanted to do, they fed into us. And that has a domino effect because now, you know, I don't have any kids, but I have 2 nephews. We feed into them. You know, Aunt Judy has 8 grandchildren now, but she has fed into her children. And we are now feeding into their kids. It's infectious in a wonderful way. Like it's the best part of love that you can possibly think of. And I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, every family has issues and things like that, but as in terms of building us up and watching us grow as people, our family is, you know, we do that.
And my family too. I have a lot of, you know, people that do a lot of different things, and they're entrepreneurs, you know, or even they work for some organization that, you know, some of them I can't talk about, but, you know, so I think that's why we click so much, is because I feel what your family does is what my family does. You know, my kids are very talented. My grandchildren are very talented. You know, and the rest of my family. You know, but it's good when you can meet another family that is like your family. That's why I say you're my adopted daughter, okay? Because your family's like my daughter. I don't just go around calling everybody my adopted children, okay? but we're so much alike in what
Yeah.
we do in our families that it's just that, you know, because my daughter, she's very talented, you know, and I guess sometimes she gets mad because you go around and adopting all these people. I said, well, okay, you know, they good people, you know, and she said, well, I trust you, Ma. I was just trying to give you a hard
And you know,
time.
and then when I met them, you know, I could see,
Connect.
yeah, I could connect,
Yeah. And they treated you the same, like
exactly,
family.
they treated me like family.
Absolutely.
So, you know, Ross, your family's like that too, as well.
Absolutely. I
You know?
didn't want to interrupt the both of you,
No, I was coming back to you.
Well, I appreciate
because
that.
I know your family's just like that too. I mean,
Family's
you know,
just like that.
Your brothers, your brother has a business. You know, right there. Y'all was on the same floor at one time in the building, and it's his twin brother. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I
So
have a
when-
twin sister too. As
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I was gonna get to her,
Oh my
but
Okay.
when I got off the elevator, I looked, and then I said, that looked like Ross. And then I said, hey. He said, yeah, I'm not him.
Yep.
Because I was going to that
Wow.
direction.
Yeah.
He says, no, I'm not him. I said, oh. I said, okay. He said, I'm his twin brother. I said, oh, okay. And you have a twin sister.
I do.
And yes, and then you have two intelligently brilliant kids. They're not kids, they're adults. They're young
They're
adults.
twins too.
Yeah, right. Except for they're fraternal twins. One's a boy and one's a girl.
That's right.
Yeah, see, you thought I forgot. See?
Paula, I went for
See,
you.
we
Got
have
it.
a
You got
lot in
you got a
common.
memory like an elephant.
What can I
You
say?
don't forget things, Paula. I know.
And
Wow.
so they are very beautiful.
Thank you.
And they're fraternal
Yes.
twins, and so they're
Yes.
brilliant, you know. And
Allison's got twin boys.
yes,
She's got twin boys, and they just did a video game. They have a video game up on YouTube. They're 11.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
and I'd love to have them on the show.
I know you need to get them on the show.
I'd love to have them on.
But
there.
wow, twins. That is
Yeah.
so cool. Triplets, and then you had
and he
twins.
has
I did,
twins,
yep.
fraternal twins.
Yep.
That is
You
really
know.
wild.
And they're very beautiful. And his family is so talented, and they are, you know, do so much stuff that, you know, I can't even start. You know, and it seems like the people that I gravitate to are people that are family oriented, and their families are doing community things, you know, and we give of ourselves, and that's what you do. You give
Yep.
of yourself, and you know, you tell them, you know, tell them about your brothers and your
Absolutely.
sisters.
Well, my brother, I have a twin brother and a sister. One lives here, one doesn't. And then my kids are very talented. My son is actually in school as a sophomore at Pitt, and he is minoring in acting, and he's been in a
Nice.
number of shows.
Okay.
And my daughter is in school at Drexel, and she is doing psychology and pre-med, and she's very talented as well. She was the captain of the softball team for her junior and senior year in high school. So definitely, but it doesn't come from me. I'm not very talented,
And he had a
and certainly
beautiful
not
wife.
athletic.
He has a beautiful wife. He has a picture of his wife and his two
Aw.
children on his wall. You know, and then it's not a little picture either. You know, they're there. So if you see him, you know, people just have him on their desk. Nah.
That's right up
He
there.
has
Right,
a nice
right up
picture of his
there.
wife, a nice picture of his
Great.
daughter, and a nice picture of his son, you know, on the wall. You know, they're on there. So it's like you have to ask, who are those people, you know? And but then you can look at them and see that they're
Right.
related, you know what I mean? And so, you know, God just made me realize that he brings me people like you guys, because we all have the same kind of spirit, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we all giving of ourselves, you know. And Ross just had a birthday, you know. And his mother, don't forget to tell your mother happy birthday, man.
No, she's having a birthday that's on September 14th.
All
Okay.
right.
And
So
my,
another few weeks.
yeah. And my daughter's is the 13th, Pamela. His birthday is September 13th. And my niece is September the 5th. Irma.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so, and then there's some more folks in my family that have September birthdays, but I dare not say those two people, okay? Yeah, but this month is a busy month.
It's a busy month.
You know,
Yeah,
for
my
birthdays.
Aunt Carol, her birthday is September 1st.
Mm-hmm.
James Curtis, who was on the show with Aunt Judy, his birthday is September 13th as well.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday is September 19th.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we got a lot of September birthdays.
Right,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's
Lots
a
to
lot of
celebrate.
And like I said on the last show, Ross started this. You know, we would just do certain people, but he started that birthday circle, because iPhone just messed up my whole calendar, and I knew his birthday was coming, but I thought it was another day, and it wasn't. And I texted him about coming on the show, and he said, "Oh, and you're not going." And he knows how I am about my birthday, right? So how can a person that's so crazy about a birthday forget my birthday? Okay. And he said, "Did you forget my birthday?" I said, "No, I thought it was, you know, I knew it was coming, but my phone is messed up." He said, "Oh, it's today."
Oh,
and that
wow.
sounded just like, that sounded so like me, you know. And so I said, "Oh, you got me back. All right, you got me back." Because he never forgets my birthday, you know. Him and Dawn, they never forget my birthday, you know.
Wow.
And mine is June the 3rd, and I feel so bad, okay. And so I said, okay, so now he got this birthday circle that we got to make sure that all our comrades that come on the show, make sure that they get to wish them happy birthday. So we did wish him happy birthday last week.
good.
Donald and I did, right? And Donald and him in the same building. And so, which is good because of what you guys do, you know. You know, he's a counselor. He helps you get loan modifications. You know, he helps you, train you, you know, how to get your first time home buyers. Then Donald's on the other side, where he tries to help make sure you save your home, and you, you know, foreclosures and bankruptcies, and he does that other kind of thing. Which, if you never thought about it until I met both of them, that they kind of go hand in hand, because he can help him, or he can help him to help somebody save their homes, you know, or get their credit squared away. And so it's just a wonderful, wonderful, you know, kind of relationship that we have. And then, like, we all work with the vets. At one time, it used to be 7 of us that sat in here.
Wow.
That's before COVID. And each one of them had a particular gift that they brought to the table,
Right.
you know, that we helped a lot of people
amazing.
during that
A
time.
lot of people we helped, and we continue to help people.
And yeah, and so then COVID came, you know. When Donald hung in there with me during COVID, we scoped, not scoped, Skyped.
Skype, Zoom,
We Skyped the show, you know, and I was grateful for, you know, for him doing that, because we never really have been off the air, not that somebody's been sick or the city closed us down or whatever. We have continuously for almost 20 years now been on this show.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So with that, he's kind of winding us down. That all of us are community oriented, and we try to help each other. And I want to thank you for coming today.
Thank you,
All right.
Paula.
Thank you.
Good
for
night.
I
having
want to say
us.
good night.
Night.